Well, hey everybody, this is Forrest. I'm flying solo this week because Aaron is going to be working on the Steam version. He's been working hard on it, we both have, and we just want to maximize our efforts. So rather than both of us working on the video this week, we decided that I would go solo and give you guys an update, and we'll go from there. So yeah, the first part here is just the welcome. We normally talk a little bit about the news. That's kind of part of our news show, but not a whole lot, I guess, that we wanted to talk about this week. It's kind of cool that the PS4 is out. I'm sure you guys are aware of that and have read reviews and stuff. Seems to be getting some pretty good reviews, which is sweet. I think a robust ecosystem for the PS4 is going to be really good for us indies. PlayStation and Sony in general has been really awesome of late. They've been, even more than recently, they've been really seeking out good indie games and giving them a platform to work with, and they've been super great. So we've heard lots of wonderful stories from Sony, people who are developing for Sony. Very indie friendly. So that's a really cool thing. That's a good thing, and we're encouraged to see that Microsoft has dropped their requirement for a publisher. So that's not there anymore. So that, along with the Unity license deal that they came up with, meaning that people can get a free Unity license to publish on Xbox if they chose to go that way. Seems like the Xbox could be an awesome platform for indies as well. So good time to be indie, I guess. So in that regard, I'm going to jump right into the indie feature. This is part of the show where we talk a little bit about an indie game or an indie project that is really caught our attention. And this is a little bit different, but I want to talk about this here, the Obduction Kickstarter. This is from Cyan, the guys who made Myst and Riven, and then all of the iterations of Myst and Riven, the 3D Myst and Real Myst, and I don't know all the versions of it. But I just wanted to give a little bit of a story, a little bit of background where I land on these. The Kickstarter's over. They were successfully funded. You can see from the numbers there, they did really well. 22,000 backers, over $1.3 million. Which is impressive, and it sounds like a lot, but that's still probably not the entire budget that this game is going to take. This game is going to cost a lot more than $1.3 million, but I think they wanted to see if they could do something new again, if people would be interested in them going out on a ledge and making something cool, and I think that's really awesome because they've been making sequels and all that to Myst and bringing it to other platforms for a while, and I think after a while that just gets kind of soul draining. It's been going on for a long time. If you don't know the history of Myst, Myst was developed by Cyan. The two brothers founded a little studio. They didn't call them indie studios back then, but now we would call it an indie studio. And they made a game called Myst, which did a lot of things very differently than the direction the entire industry was going. It was this very low-key, explore at your own pace, point-and-click kind of game. It was the gameplay itself was mostly puzzles, and the puzzles were excellent. They were hard, but doable, and it was one of those initial games that I remember playing it back in the day. We're talking mid 90s, early 90s here, mid 90s must have been. We're talking about so I was a kid playing these games, and I just remember those aha moments when I solved a puzzle, and they designed the puzzles in such a way that it was always right in front of you. The answer was always right there, but you couldn't really see it. And once you solved it, you were always like, how did I not see that? And the game itself was that way because once you actually finished the entire game, you realized that the answer was right in front of you the whole time. Once you knew how to finish the game, you literally can walk in and solve the game in like 30 seconds because it's actually one of the first things that you see in the game is how to solve it. But there's no way that you could do it without learning all this backstory. So anyway, really excited for them, really excited about this new project. I think it's going to be something special, and it made me really nostalgic. I wished that I had some more money because I definitely would have jumped in on that one and backed it, but about the most I could do was give a little promotion via Twitter and stuff like that. So anyway, that's that. So now over to the development update. I want to talk a little bit about what we're doing. We're working hard on the Steam version, as I mentioned. And I wanted to give you a rundown of where we're at. I got my notes here, so that's what I'm glancing at. very cool thing that happened just today was we got a version of the game actually launching from Steam. So we've actually got it, integrated to that point. This is the current version of the game. We haven't done all of the Steam integrations as far as like achievements and things like that, but it's actually launching from Steam. We can actually see the little artwork and everything, and it got us all goosebumpy. So this is really due in large part to our help from David Lasky. He's the guy that is helping us out with our Steam integrations. Really cool guy. You might know him from Tetrapulse. He's developing a game with his company, the Amiable, I think is how you say it, and they're making a game. There's some devs down in Chicago, and he leads that up, and then he does freelance work to support himself outside of his other development projects. So he's freelancing for us right now, and it's been really awesome. So definitely exciting. I wanted to tell you we don't have a hard release date yet, but I can tell you that we're shooting for sometime in December. We're going to be trying to make that happen with all our might. We really need to come out soon. We don't have a big stockpile of money or anything. We really need to have some income from the game. So we're doing this as fast as we can for you guys, but also for our own purposes so that we don't run out of money and have to take grocery store jobs. So shooting for December, we're going to do everything we can to make that happen. And as things progress, hopefully we'll have a firm date that we can give you guys. So I want to talk a little bit about achievements. I'm working on the achievement icons and the names and that kind of stuff. David's working on actually getting the statistics in there. We're going to be right around 20 achievements to start off with. And they're kind of fun because some of them are just taken right out of the game. Things like, reach a certain player level. And those will be kind of standard. But there are going to be some cool ones too that sort of extend beyond what we've got in the game that give you some really sort of high and big goals to shoot for and do some things that you probably haven't seen in the game and maybe didn't even know that you could do. So we're kind of excited about that. Some kind of cool twists to the game. I think that's mostly it for the update. Watch our Facebook page, watch our blog and whatnot, and we'll be trying to keep you as updated as possible. So with that, we're going to jump over to the player spotlight, if I can bring up this here. All right. So we're looking at Race the Sun, Player Worlds. I wanted to talk about those are my worlds. Most recent, maybe. There's been some cool stuff coming through. And I wanted to highlight this one, Ocean by Max, Fly Through the Ocean. And I think he's kind of getting going on it. I wouldn't call it a complete world, so but I wanted to just show it to you here because I think it does a couple of really cool things. Firstly, the camera is sideways. Oh, and it makes it really hard and really interesting. Let me try that again. There we go. Might chug just a little bit because I've got a lot of things going on my computer at once here. But so it's got this sideways camera thing, really kind of feels weird and goofy. It's also got this awesome aquamarine look to the world, and managed to make it look really cohesive with the look of it. Oh! I feel halfway decent at this game, in a normal scenario, but when I'm sideways, it gives me this whole weird sense about things. So anyway. So I wanted to highlight it. I think Max has got something really cool going here. It's definitely, like I say, it's probably not a complete world as far as something maybe that you'd want to go into a portal quite yet. We generally look for a little bit of balance, as far as like, say like I can get into this area and I can just keep going endlessly. There's no challenge to it. But then when I get over into the side area, it's really hard and really dense and not impossible, but definitely like ramps up super quick. So we look for a little bit of balance. That's one of the things that we look for. So I just wanted to let you know that if you're making a world, that's one thing to look for is we want to see a little bit of balance. And if we see that, we very well might feature you on the front page, and it'll get a lot of people playing your game. And who knows? Sometimes those things make it into reviews. One of our highest rated worlds is the featured one right now, DLV Fast Future, made by Drew. And this one actually got featured on a Kotaku article, so can't guarantee anything like that, but you just never know. I also wanted to show you, just in case anybody's wondering, the new version of the game, the latest version of the game, doesn't have a launch dialog that lets you set up your controller. So if you need to set up your controller, go to the options. That's the little, you see where I am right here? This little options menu, the little gear. Click on that. This gives you your general options. This is what you had before. And we've added this option so that now all of our stats gathering, as far as anonymous stats that we had in the beta version, and that those are all opt-in. So if you want to give us anonymous statistics about your play stuff, that really helps us actually. If you want to click that, we don't know who you are or what you're doing. It just tells us things like on average, how long are people staying in the game? Did people stop playing the game as much now that with this latest update? You know, it helped us know if we're on the right track just by kind of if you're in the game or not, if you're having fun. It lets us know if people are getting stuck at a certain objective, that kind of thing. Visuals, this is the big one because now all this resolution stuff and quality is all right in game. You can also change from full screen to windowed. This is kind of important. We've had a couple people mention that they've had a couple issues on Linux especially where the menus would disappear, and a lot of it seems to be related to where this quality is setting is at. Most computers, especially gaming computers, can run on fantastic, and that seems to take away all the problems. So just so you know, that's in the options menu. And then controls. Controls lets you assign. Now you can do all of this. You can assign various buttons on your joystick or on your computer. So like for instance, the action button. This is this one right here. This says what when you get like a jump pickup. This is what button you push to do that. I have the up arrow because that's how I like to play. But you say if I wanted to do something else, I'd click on this. It turns blue. Say I wanted the U button to be up. I just pressed U on my keyboard. So that's how you do it. It's the way that most of these configuration menus work, but just so nobody's confused, you go in here, you click on the button that you want to assign. In this case, it's the action button. It's a little grid here. I want to assign that to U. I press U. And now, if I get a green pickup and I press U, I'll jump. But I'm going to assign this back to the up arrow because that's the way that I like to play. So, that is that. I think that's everything I needed to say about the dev update. Check out that ocean world. It's pretty fun. Maybe get some ideas for your own worlds. Yeah, so I think that's pretty much the player spotlight for now. But anyway, thanks for watching. Just wanted to give you guys this quick update and run down on what we're doing. Well, I don't need that. I gotta learn how to use this program. Still didn't work. It isn't working. I don't understand. There. That's what I wanted to do. Whatever. So anyway, I just want to thank you guys for encouraging us, keep giving us feedback, letting us know what you do want, what you don't want in the game. We are listening. We're gonna do whatever we can to make the game the best that it can be. And yeah, so that's that. Watch for another Flippfly show next week. Hopefully we won't be so tired, and we'll have more news on the Steam version. So thanks for watching. We'll talk to you soon.